welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is day 2 at the Charlotte Roar. My dad and I are going to be doing commentary together, so, hi Dad.
Hey, how's it going? I hope you guys enjoy the coverage. I get to hang out here with Ava. GMT is sponsoring this event, and we are so lucky to be here because of them. So, we're playing Bradford today. What do you think of this tee shot here?
I was feeling a lot more confident because I thought there's no way I could do worse than what I did yesterday. So I was just hoping to just get a better round and hopefully gain some strokes back. It was kind of chilly and wet, so I was just watching for some tee pad slips, and I threw my Wraith on hole 1, and luckily it was a good shot.
That was a great shot. 165 gram Wraith, that thing bombs. I've actually thrown it myself, and that thing will stay in the air for you.
If you didn't hear my last video, I lost my Wraith. So my dad sneakily put in a new one and didn't even tell me that that was my new Wraith. So it was a little bit more stable. So if I were to throw my newer Wraith, I would have.
Here, I'm teasing you about how that basket is your perfect height. I love this tee shot.
Split the gap.
That'll be a fun highlight.
I was literally aiming at the branches because I knew I wouldn't hit them, but I was aiming at them.
That was fun to watch.
Luckily, I put myself in a pretty good position. Here I have really weird footing. You can't really see it because my dad has a 2x zoom, but the footing is just really awkward, and I throw it straight into the ground. Yippee-ki-yay. I threw my strike there.
It is drizzling and raining, so it's not helping with the round per se. Hopefully it helps with the rating, but we're not thinking about that right now. We're trying to score on this course, and right now we already have a tester to start our round off with.
Yeah. I threw my invader on that shot, and I'm just trying to keep it nice and low so I don't go to the OB.
Well, the stroke is looking good, and we've got ourselves a par on hole 2 here. Is that the Wombat 3 that you're trying to turn over?
Yeah, my dad and I were debating either going turn or Wombat, but we just thought maybe we'd play extra safe today.
Yeah, there's OB everywhere. If you can see the stakes behind the basket. We're just trying to play clean and safe, get a few strokes today, make others make mistakes. And so far, so good. Ava gets another 3, and we're moving on. Here we have some friends that are stopping by to support us. And uphill 305. Is that the strike you're throwing?
Yep, I'm here throwing the strike.
Going for the skip shot, I see.
I wish I would have thrown it higher because I kind of forgot about this hole for my practice round.
Nice. Looks like you're going invader here. Was that the right choice, you think?
I wish I would have gone more stable than my invader, but because it did kind of like flip up.
Right.
But at least I left myself with the circle 2 look. But my dad and I were playing pretty safe.
Yeah,
so
I think I put that disc in your hand and said throw this because I don't want you going. There's also OB deep and left on this basket, and lately Ava's been throwing pretty far. So I just want to make sure she's getting pars. And I think at this point you actually gained, I think 4 or 5 strokes on the field.
Just from getting pars.
Yeah, just from getting pars. So I think the plan was planning. It was working. Here, looks like a nice little tunnel here. 335. What are you throwing?
I'm gonna be throwing my turn here in the practice round. I was doing really good. I was committing to the shot pretty well. So I was. Even though I was doing that, I was still kind of nervous about hitting this gap because it's a lot smaller than it looks like on camera.
Yeah.
So luckily, I put myself in good position for par.
Looks like I'm throwing a nice little pizza to the basket. Your trusty Toro. And when I told you to throw that up shot, I didn't think you were going to throw it that well. I was like, just put it on hyzer, swing it out there. But you actually pushed it really nice, and so now you're left with a 12-footer. Nicely done.
Yeah, at this rate, I was like, okay, I guess we're gonna be. Maybe I can just par the front 9 and get some birdies on the back 9 because I was playing extremely safe. So I thought today might be a lot better than yesterday, and I thought this could be the day that might help me win the tournament.
Well, it is moving day, and you are moving. Ava's got her champ strike here. And I don't think that's the gap you wanted, but it's going where it needs to.
I was literally praying to God. I was like, dear God, please help me hit this gap because I was so nervous about it because we didn't really do a lot of forehand warm-up shots. So I was just like...
Yeah, I see you doing a prayer right there.
Yeah,
That's too
yeah.
funny.
I kind of got a weird skip. I didn't really skip to the basket, but instead I skipped down the hill and or actually rolled down the hill, and I left myself with kind of in a weird upshot. So I hit a tree, kicked right, and left myself with like a 20-footer.
Yeah, this is definitely that
25-footer,
tester
my
range.
bad. Oh, top van.
That's
well, I mean, when you're playing that safe and then you get a bogey, it kind of hurts.
It does hurt, yeah, for
Because
sure.
you don't even have like any birdies to back that bogey up, so it just leaves your confidence.
Good putt.
Well, you're
pretty
sticking
low.
to the game plan. You're collecting, you're making all the 10-footers and in, which is great, especially with these conditions. This hole is so cool. Hole 8, par 5, 7, 10, every bit of it. And you just get to smoke something down
That's
here. Is
great.
that new Wraith that I put in your bag?
Yeah, that's the Wraith. I've been feeling really confident with that disc. One of my favorite drivers, probably. And I threw that disc I couldn't throw that probably any better. But I think when it skipped, it hit that tree to the left and left myself with not really a birdie look. Then I threw my AVR X3, just trying to throw it into the fairway, but I failed at doing that. My dad was flaming me for this shot.
Yeah, I wanted you to pitch up a little bit more right, but I understand there's also a wall back there, so yeah, I think you still did a great job. Here you're throwing that old rock, and I was really impressed with this shot. This thing just,
Nice shot.
I feel like every time that disc is in your hand, it's going into the basket or right
Yeah,
next
that's
to
the
it. So
1995
Yeah,
rock.
I'm slowly starting to fall in love with that disc.
nicely done. Shout out to the fairies. Thank you guys for donating that rock to Ava and all the support you guys are giving her this season.
Yes, of course. Also, shout out to Squatch and their rain flies.
Yeah, I was
basket
actually just
there with
thinking
the disc.
about that. The rainfly came in so clutch today.
Yes, of course. My discs only stay dry
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of them. Here I'm going to be throwing my Wombat. I'm just going to be playing for... Or I didn't really know what our game plan was on this hole, just to get a par, of course, but I just kind of try to throw it down the fairway and maybe have a birdie look, but...
Well, I think
we
this
haven't.
shot
There you
could have
go.
gotten you a birdie had it not, let's see, hit this tree right there. I think it would have gotten another 25,
It did
30
come out
feet.
kind of wobbly. It was kind of soft and uncommitted, but
Hmm.
at least I kept it low and gave myself an easy jump up a par.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of the holes where you may have gained a few strokes on the field as
Good
well,
hole.
just because that tee shot is pretty daunting and you got to shape it correctly. So, yeah, I mean, from the game plan that I had going into this round, I think you're executing it really well. We only have one bogey on the front nine, and that's totally fine by me as caddy daddy. Now, this hole is a little intimidating.
This is one of my favorite
but it
holes
is
on
cool.
the course. Here I'm throwing my chair and just hoping to hit the gap, but I pull it a little bit to the right and it gets a horrible kick straight into the woods. So on this approach, I wish I would
There
have
you
walked
go.
up there and seen the fairway because I
Yeah.
thought I threw a perfect upshot, but I actually was...
There's
Try
like
to
a
keep
little
off the
cutout
fairway.
here on the
There you
left
go.
side that we thought was part of the fairway,
Yeah.
and instead we got tricked by the fairway, and now we have this little tricky Annie forehand, which digs right into the ground.
and hits a root instead of skipping up. So I left myself... It looks like a pretty straightforward putt, but that tree was literally blocking the basket, so I had to do this big
Oh.
Anheuser putt, and I just hit the tree. Yeah, there wasn't really any way of me making that putt unless I got really lucky, so I wasn't too mad about that double bogey, but it did kind of suck. Here I'm going to be throwing my J. This is one of the holes I was like, okay, if I can birdie this hole, that'll get me back on track. And luckily, I throw a pretty good shot.
Yeah, you laced that thing. That was a fully committed shot. Put you in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, and that rock, that rock is so cool in this hole. It's the only reason it's a.
I do
it's a
like
cool
that. It
hole.
puts me in a good mood for some reason. I have no idea why.
I know, it kind of makes me like happy.
Nice putt.
Agreed. Nice putt.
Finally made a putt.
We
Yeah,
got a
that
birdie.
was-
You were the only one to get that hole, by the way, that day as well.
Oh, wow.
So nicely done. First birdie of the round on any card.
On hole 12 to 320 feet, I'm going to be throwing a forehand driver here with my strike. My dad and I thought we were going to do two different things. He thought I was going to go low, piercing straight at it, and I
It
thought
was
we were
more
gonna
like
spike
spiking
hyzer.
as opposed to
And then
So-
you're
flipping.
complaining about the skip right there. Well, when you throw high, you don't get a skip.
I mean, spike hyzers kind of get skips.
And then you wanted to run
Yeah,
this,
if
and I
I
was
was
like, you know
higher,
what?
if I actually tried to run that,
Let's
I
just
would've
lay
been
it.
Okay, but when you
Yeah.
try, you like zip at 1,000 miles an hour.
Here I'm going to be throwing my J once again. Now looking back, I wish I would have thrown my Chariot, but I just kind of
Chariot.
threw this way too high, and knowing how stable that disc is, it was just a bad disc choice.
Yeah, I feel like if you would have had a round 2, you definitely would have made the adjustment. But regardless, you're pitching up for an easy 3, walking away with a par.
I
Not
was
the end of
kind
the
of
world.
disappointed with how bad I was shooting, because last time I played Bradford, I was playing really good, because this course matches my game pretty well, I would say. So being +2 through 14 holes, I just wasn't really happy.
A little more height.
Here I'm going to be throwing my chariot. You kind of just want to push it straight and then
It's
let...
a dynasty, actually.
Oh, sorry. What the? Why did I say chariot?
Yeah.
Go, because it's infinite, I guess. That was my dynasty, and I just wanted to push it straight so it would fade, but
You,
I pushed
you put
it
it a little too low.
I pushed it just a little too far and left myself with a pretty far putt, and I did a little straddle.
I'm convinced that branch got in your head.
You know what? Maybe. And then I left myself with another tester, and
Good putt.
Bang.
I'm actually surprised I made that one.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with how you're able to keep your confidence so high after, missing putts, hitting trees, all that stuff. Like, you can do that way better than I can, and it's really, really impressive. This is hole 15, par 3, 270. It's kind of an interesting hole, but
Yes.
if you can find the pro gap on the left side,
Yes.
which Ava
Yes.
just did, sometimes you will be left with a putt that looks like this. So
Y'all don't even realize how lucky I got through that one of those gaps.
Yeah.
It's like a row of trees, and I got through like the most skinny gap of all time.
super, super lucky. I have no idea how you did that.
I was really hoping to make this putt just to get something going for these last couple holes,
Good
because I
putt,
really
Ava.
wanted to get
Nice
the next couple holes to maybe get under par and maybe even be leading by after today. So I'm just really glad I got that birdie. Here on hole 16, probably one of the easier holes on the course, I'm throwing my Aviator X3, and I hit a freaking rock, and I get rock gate. No, I'm just kidding. To leave myself
Yeah.
with like a 35.
I think you would
footer.
have been pushed up right against that wood ledge if you had gotten the full flight. But yeah, I mean, you're hitting metal. You're on line. You're just
Yeah, I also had pretty weird footing there too.
right. I did see that too. You're just warming up for final day. You only have 2 holes left, so we just need to keep pushing here.
Good putt, Ava.
Nice spot.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised I made that one too. I mean, I did make the putt on the last hole, but after missing that putt, I was just kind of mad, because that was one of the holes that I was really hoping to get. Here I'm gonna be throwing my turn, and I just wanted to throw it straight and flat so I could get an easy par, but
That's
it
a
kind of
good
comes
break.
out early. It comes early out of my hand. I think I maybe even slipped on the tee pad, and it was just not a good shot.
Yeah, that happens. Conditions are bad. You're not even throwing that turn super often in this tournament, so. But here you make up for it with a really,
Yep,
really,
you gotta
really nice
skip.
gator shot. I feel like the forehand approach game has been spectacular, so that shot made me really happy. Shout out to Matt Dollar, by the way, for thumber acing this hole. That was pretty sweet. If you guys haven't seen that on GMT's coverage, go ahead and check it out.
That was awesome. I was glazing that ace all day. Here I'm gonna be throwing my turn Wraith, and I was hoping to get a birdie on this hole, but I hit a tree and I get a pretty bad kick. So I have another patent pending. And
If
I don't
you
know
give
if
it some
already
height,
know,
you'll have some
but
time to drift and
I've been
glide.
struggling with these patent pendings lately.
The skill is pending on these shots. There's a reason why after this specific round we went to another course and threw 50 patent pendings just to
Yeah.
iron them out. So yeah, everybody's got a little bit of work to do depending on what they want to work on. So that was a good out. That forehand wasn't bad. Here I got my camera, the little dew on it. Ava's just smashing a strike, hoping to get to the basket. I think that uphill got you a little bit, and here we're just having to lay up.
Yeah, I was pretty frustrated, because I was playing pretty good up to this point, and I'm just here tapping out for double bogey. So it was kind of disappointing, and I mean, +3 is not that bad at this course.
Hot round. We've got the little flame going for you. I'm glad that you putted as well as you did, because you're going to need it final round.
Yeah, and I had a big rating jump too, from 874 to 921. So
Yeah.
looking back, it wasn't really that bad of a round. I gained 2 strokes going to final day, so hopefully I can do better final day.
Stay tuned for round 3.